The boy who gave first. Maybe you think life changes only when someone gives you more. Maybe you believe you must wait for a hand to lift you. Listen, rivers begin as small gifts of water flowing out, not in. There was a boy who slept wherever night found him. He had no home, no job, and almost no words left for the world. Each morning he sat near the bus stand, a place where strangers came and went like weather. He held out his hand. Some people dropped coins as if dropping crumbs for a bird. Others looked away and kept moving. The boy learned to measure hours by footsteps and the clink of metal. One day a car stopped that did not belong to this place. Its doors closed with the sound of money. A man stepped out wearing a suit that fit him like a promise. The boy thought, "This one is rich. If anyone will help me, it will be him." He hurried forward and said, "Sir, please help me." The man studied the boy's open palm, then his face. "Do you always ask?" he said. "Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The boy blinked. The truth stood there, simple and heavy. "No," he said. "I have nothing. I only ask. I do not give. I am a businessman," the man replied. "I trade. I give when I get something back. You have nothing to offer, so I will not give." A bus hissed at the curb. The man stepped aboard and was gone. The boy stood as if someone had removed one of his bones. The words followed him into the dark. That night he lay under a ledge, listening to the city breathe, and asked himself, "Why do I never get much? Maybe it is because I never give. But what can I give? I have no money, no bread, no roof." Morning turned the road to gold dust. The boy returned to the bus stand and sat where he always sat. Wind moved through a patch of weeds near the curb and shook out small, bright flowers, red, yellow, pink. He reached for one. It smelled like a memory of a kitchen he once knew. A thought rose. "I can give this." That day, when someone placed a coin in his hand, he gave a flower in return. He straightened his back, looked them in the eyes, and said, "Thank you." Some smiled, surprised to be seen. Some added another coin. Some walked away, but now the boy felt a warmth he had not felt in a long time. He had offered something first. He was part of an exchange, not a hole where things disappeared. He kept going. Each morning he picked flowers from the edges of the road, choosing with care. He shook off ants and doot. He arranged them in a small bundle tied with a string he found. When strangers gave, he gave back. When they did not give, he still offered a single bloom. People began to notice. "There's the flower boy," they said. Some came just to see if the story was true. He also noticed a hard fact. On days when the rain beat down and flowers were scarce, his hands stayed empty. Yet something inside him had shifted its weight. He no longer felt like a shadow waiting for light. He felt like a person who could make light small but real. Weeks returned in their circle. One afternoon the sleek car appeared again. The same man stepped out, busy with his phone. The boy walked to him and held out a flower. "Sir," he said, "thank you for your words. Today I have something to give you." The man looked up. The boy's hand did not shake. The stem was green and cool between his fingers. The man took the flower. He smiled a new smile and pressed money into the boy's palm, not because of pity, but because a trade had happened. "You have changed," the man said. "Now you are not a beggar. You are a businessman. You have learned the secret." The boy laughed, not loud but clear. He stepped back from the curb and said to the air, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman." People glanced over. Some smiled. Some shook their heads. They could not see what had moved inside him, but it had moved for good. Time did its quiet work. The boy became the young man who rose early to buy flowers at the wholesale market, not steal them from the roadside. He learned names of blooms and seasons of color. He made paper cones from old newspapers, and turned a corner near the bus stand into a stall. He cleaned it each evening until it shone. Years later, two men in suits met at the same stop. "Do you know me?" asked one. "I don't think so," said the other. "We met twice," the first man said, smiling. "Long ago, I was the boy who held out his hand. You told me to give before I asked. So I gave flowers. People gave back. Later, you called me a businessman, and I began to see myself that way. Now I sell flowers in many cities. I travel, I work, I give." His voice did not boast, it bore witness. The other man listened and said nothing. He did not need to speak. The truth stood between them like a bright bouquet. The boy had changed his life by changing his mind. Let us draw out the lesson the way a florist draws a ribbon tight. Many people wait for rescue. They say, "I have nothing, I cannot give." But it is not true. We all have something small to offer: a kind word, a steady eye, a clean corner, a shared apple, a single flower. The problem is not only outside us, the problem is the story we repeat inside. I am a beggar. I am empty. When we think we are broken, we live like broken things. When we believe we can give, we begin to build. No one handed that boy a job. No one paid his way just to be kind. He started with what the day allowed: a flower, a thank you, a trade. He gave first and then help came. He acted like a person who had something to offer, and slowly he became that person. Change entered his life through a new thought that became a new habit, that became a new name. So ask yourself today, what can I give first right here, with what I have? Offer it without bitterness. Offer it without show. Let it be small and real. Then watch how people lean toward those who give. How doors notice hands that reach out. How your own heart stands taller because it has something to bring. If you believe you are only a beggar, you will build a life that proves it. If you choose to think like a builder, you will find bricks everywhere. Change your thinking, and you will change your life. Give what you can, start where you are, and see who you become. If this story helped you see new possibilities, stay for more simple, powerful tales. Consider subscribing, and share this with someone who needs a reason to start giving first.